Hi, Form 5. Okay, this is exam training class for Form 4, Chapter 2, video number 1. Okay, so now we are Form 4, Chapter 2. But remember, I'm not teaching you Form 4, Chapter 2 anymore. I just talk about the exam for Form 4, Chapter 2 only. Okay, why? So for Chem exam, normally the questions look almost the same for so many years. They repeat. So when you finish this book, Form 4 Chapter 2, you're almost having the idea how the Form 4 Chapter 2 asked in your past year and this year. 大概就知道了的。Chemie, when you go exam, almost 85% of the question will be old question that you can solve it before. 你做过了的，明白吗？ Bio will be different Bio 比较难，比较麻烦。So Chemie 你可以找到很多的问题的。OK， 你可以做过才去考的。So prepare your notes, 准备你的 notes. Okay, you can go to tuition center to take it or go anywhere to take it, and you start now. And the best, 最好 the best. Okay, the best method is here. You study Form 4 Chapter 2 first. 你先读完 Form 4 Chapter 2. And when we start the exercise here, when we make the discussion here, you do the exercise together with me. 你跟我一起做。And normally, your answer must be before I give you answer. 我在还没有给你答案之前，你先写答案。So when you having your answer, you check my answer, and now you know you are true or false. 你知道你对还是错，对不对？ Or if my answer is better, you add something inside. 你加东西在上面，你突然间就厉害了。你第一次写就是你的第一次 process. You check the answer, 你第二次 process. You add something on the answer. This is the third time you process the same thing. Okay, compared to others, 跟别人比他没有做，没有写半个答案。When I open the answer, 当我开答案的时候，他想也没有想，他赶快抄。他连想都没有机会，他只是抄罢了。So how many times 他写了多少次 ？0，明白 ？So 跟着我一起来，你可以整本做完才对我的答案。OK， 你可以跟着我一起 ，But remember， 答案一定要在我之前。你做完那一题才看我的 video， 做完那一题才看我的 video， 不会做就跳过一下。OK, I start now. 废话少说，我很多东西要讲，从 Form 4讲到你的 Form 5 Chapter 5，不是玩的事情来的，明白吗？不是好玩的，我一想知道就是害怕了。OK, start now. 当问题有问题，你会错的时候，我会特别停下来给你错的，相信我。来。So diagram 1, so the apparatus used in an experiment to study the changes of the physical stage of the Q. 要研究 Q 的形态的改变。So the black color solid is heated from the room temperature to 200 degrees Celsius. 黑黑的固体从 room temperature 被烧到200度。At 180, the solid Q changed directly into purple color gas. 在180度的时候 ，Q 它直接变成颗紫色的气体。OK, you almost know who is a Q 啊，你大概知道谁是 Q 了，对不对？它就是鼎鼎有名的 iodine， 如果没有错了，从黑色变成紫色的气体。OK, start now. So name the process undergoes by the Q at 181. Solid become gas directly. 固体变成气体直接，这种叫 sublimation. Why I open the answer so fast? Because I thought you know. 我认为你会啊。OK， 我不是来教这种东西的，你会的，我不会为难你，我直接开了的。State the changes of the following when the solid Q changes to gas Q. So when the solid is heated, become the gas. What happened to the particle in the What happened to the kinetic energy of the solid Q when it changes to gas Q? The kinetic energy must be increased, 增加. And the arrangement of the particle. So when solid become gas, 当固体变成气体的时候 the arrangement of the particle will be further increased, 对不对？ So particle move further from each other. 它们会越来越远，远离彼此。OK? Normal, 这个你很少会错。如果你不会，你现在会还来得及啊。Can water bath be used in heating the solid Q? Explain why. Okay, so when you heating the solid Q, 当你要烧这个 solid Q 的时候 ，can you using the water bath? 你可以用水来烧它吗 ？Can or not? and explain why， 然后解释一下为什么。OK， from here 从这边呢就有人出事了。Number one, you're confident， 你的信心不够。So can water bath be used in the heating of the cube and explain why？ 其实你可以用水呢来烧这个 cube 的吗？能不能 ？You write first， 你先写，要不然没有意思。And why？ 为什么呢？So most of the students in the classroom 就在课室 today is online. I know, I understand. But in the classroom, if I go check one by one, and I always go to check one by one, most of the students they will write the answer no, not suitable. And why? And they keep quiet. 他就停在那边了，他不敢讲话了。Okay? So water is not suitable to heat the solid cube. Why? Because the boiling point of the water is below 200 degrees Celsius, or it's just 100 degrees Celsius below 180. 因为它的沸点在100，在100的时候，它自己滚到哪里去了？哪里能来到180去滚别人，对不对 ？So a lot of students, because of their confidence， 因为他 SPM still far away 了，1月多才考。So 今天他没有一种心情准备，虽然我们已经在 exam training， 他在爱买了，他写一个 no， 然后他就在那边等着。So you write your answer not today, deep.Okay, it will affect your result next time. 你今天写不写第一天呢？它决定性的你的成绩了。Okay, so no, why? Because the boiling point of the water is 100 degrees Celsius, which is lower than 181. 它矮过181，在100度的时候它已經滾去了，不能燒任何人。Next. Suggest a suitable material for the liquid X that's used in the heating of the solid cube. So if water is not suitable, 如果水不适合 what is a liquid X that's suitable to heat the solid cube? 如果水不啱呢，你要必須用什麼東西來燒這個 solid cube 呢才適合呢 ？So what is the X? 寫啊，寫，不敢，沒有答案算錯了啊 ，OK？So 我不能等你 because this is not classroom. So 如果在 classroom 我走出去啊，5个可能有写，5个，其實7個可能暫時還是空空的，因為他不敢寫。OK， so 水呢 ，cooking oil 炒菜油，它的溫度會比較高，高過100。Next, diagram 1.2 show both elements which are isotopes. What is mean by isotope? 什麼叫 isotope? Okay, you write your answer first. 你一定，你不管怎樣，你都要把這一句先寫出來。What is mean by isotope? 10 students write 8 of them wrong. 10個人寫8個錯。You believe or not? 你相信我。如果在班上，現在在班上了，10個人寫8個人錯 ，and in the classroom 我一個一個指出來，你錯我拿起來，你錯我拿起來，每個心服口服。他寫得很努力，照錯。But in online I don't know， 你可能就不要理我了，聽了很生氣，一直等我的答案罷了，對不對？等我答案沒有用的，你永遠不會錯，考試那一天準錯。So 如果你要對，你現在先錯。Okay, write your sentence first, and I explain 什麼叫 isotope. So what is mean by isotope? 什麼叫 isotope? 幾乎很多人寫，很多人的答案都不準的，明白嗎 ？Okay, so what is isotope? 什麼叫 isotope? 看一下，我順便教你一點東西。Isotope, they are atoms of the same element. The best answer 啦，我要準的答案呢。Atom of the same elements with the same proton number.But different number of neutrons 什麼意思呢 ？Atom of the same element 同樣一種元素的原子 ，something like carbon with the same proton number 6. Okay, but different number in neutrons. Carbon 12 having 6 neutron, but carbon 13 having 7 neutron, or maybe carbon 14 having 8 neutron， 對不對 ？So what's mean by isotope？ 同樣的一種元素的原子。With the same proton number 6, but different number in neutron 6和8 So that's why we're having the isotope called carbon number 12, carbon 14 碳12跟碳14 Okay, so this is what we call isotope. So just now when you write your answer, 剛才你寫這一句話的時候，你的句子有準嗎？跟它一樣嗎？有一點小差別，不過意思還是可以對的。不過有寫這樣的東西出來嗎？就沒有，你要小心了。要很認真的看這種小錯誤，它給你0分的。Okay, and now I continue for isotopes. Okay, 來繼續。So what is mean by isotope? Atom of the same elements with the same number of proton but different in the number of neutron or nucleon number. So this is our answer. If your answer is different from here, you please take care 啦，你要小心了，明白吗？你的答案通常就是atom。他们的答案是这样写的，那写错的人呢？atom with the same proton number but different in the number of neutron 不准，要不然 element with the same proton number but in different neutron 全部不准，一点点不准都要你好看。Chemistry 就是这样子。Okay, next, step 1 different in the physical properties of the two isotopes 什么事情来的呢 ？I continue. You see. Isotopes, they're having the same proton number, so the number of electrons must be same. So carbon 12, carbon 14, 它们有一样的 proton number, so the electron number will be totally same. The electron 的 number 也是一模一样。And the number of electrons actually affect the chemical properties, 对不对？ So since they're having the same electron number, the number of electrons, so they're having the same chemical properties. So carbon 12, carbon 14, 它们有 same chemical properties, 它们的化学特征是一模一样的。But what will be different? 什么东西不一样呢？ Okay, the physical properties. Carbon 12, carbon 14, the mass will be higher, 它的质量比较高。And the boiling point, freezing point, melting point of the carbon 14 must be different compared to carbon 12, 对不对？然后我没有背了。So 这个时候就不一样了。The physical properties will be different. The density 密度也不一样了。Okay? So carbon 12, carbon 14. Step 1 different of the physical properties of the two isotopes. So 请问这两个 isotope 它们之间有什么不一样的 physical properties 呢？如果你这个写不好，这一题大概也不会很好啦。Okay? So step 1 difference of the physical properties of the two isotopes. 它们有什么东西不一样的呢？ The boiling point, freezing point, melting point will be different. And the mass of the Z must be higher compared to the Y. Z 的质量肯定高过 Y, 对不对？ So they are different. 肯定有不一样。Next. Based on the symbol given, determine the number of subatomic particles in the nucleus of each of the elements. 从它给你的 symbol, determine the number of subatomic particles in the nucleus of each element. Okay, Z and Y. Okay, 它的 nucleus 里面它的 subatomic particle 是什么呢？ Your problem. Okay. So normally when I discuss the exam training class, I make the assumption that you don't know everything. I don't know who are you actually. Some of you A students, some of you F student, a lot. So 我不知道你是谁，我就当着你什么都不会啊。So based on the symbol, determine the number of subatomic particle. A lot. 其实很多人，他到今天为止不明白什么叫 subatomic particle. 我有讲错吗？ Okay, so in the classroom, if I waiting for your answer, 他们照样错，10个里面错5个，只要10个做到5个，我就心满意足了。那一天我就很快乐，起码我救了5个。Okay, so determine the number of subatomic particles in the nucleus of each element. 它的 nucleus 37、35，对不对？ So for the Y, the proton is 17, and the neutron.Proton, neutron, electron 就叫 subatomic particle 啦 So the neutron will be 18 啦 18 So proton 17, neutron will be 18 另外一个是20啦 So this is what we mean subatomic particle 这就是我们所谓的 subatomic particle 明白吗 OK 可能我太啰嗦那怎么办呢我也不会你如果能适合这样子的 discuss 的方法从 Form 4第2课到 Form 5第5课一题一题来这个 exam training class 你就适合，要不然你就用其他的方法。OK, so I continue， 我又再继续了啊，我再来了，下一题。Diagram 1.1 show the graph temperature against the time when the liquid naphthalene is cool， 液体的 naphthalene 给它冷却下来。OK, so this is a curve。你大概也看过，你 Form 5啊，小姐、小先生。State the freezing point of the naphthalene. So where is the freezing point? 去哪里找它的冰点呢 ？For all the matter, when they freeze， 所有的物质当它们 freeze 凝固 ，OK 溶解或者是滚的时候 ，the temperature will be remain constant。当时的温度是保持不变的。So the freezing point of the naphthalene D1。 what is the physical state of the naphthalene at A, B, and C, D? So A, B 它是液体 and start to freeze, liquid becomes solid. 液体慢慢变成固体。When all the liquid freeze becomes solid, it will 100% become solid. When it 100% becomes solid, the temperature will be dropped. So 从液体的时候，它的温度慢慢降低。当它开始凝固的时候啊，它的温度保持不变，这就是它的特点。它一凝固完，它的温度又在降低了，所以这个叫冰点啊。Okay? So what is the physical state of the naphthalene at AB? AB is a liquid. CD will be solid, but between B and C it will be liquid and solid 了。OK， 这个我想你是会的。OK， 再来啊，这一题你中了，班上起码8个写错。你可能不相信我8个离谱的，每次讲人家错啊。OK， 不相信，如果我们有机会，我们今年没有机会，我们在班上啊10个8个里面。其实都没有好答案，他不 confirm 他的答案，他就要去考 SPM 了。所以今天我们 exam training class， 我不是用3小时讲哪一题会出，哪一题会出，你会在读什么？真的会出啊？那你搞啊 ？OK， 我一题一题训练到你会做，他出什么我们就做什么。来 ，relax， 放松一点。Explain why there's no change in the temperature from B to C. Okay, so from B to C, why the temperature unchanged? 为什么物体在凝固的时候啊，它的温度是不变的呢？为什么当时的温度没有变 ？OK, problem 来了，你写，我等你。你要知道你会不会，你一定要先写。你等我没有用，我等你才有用。你写了，等一下我开答案，你错了你改一下，然后等一下还有机会的，后面我还有准备，我要练到你会为止，这就叫 exam training class， 我不是讲了就玩来了，好了没有 ？So explain why there's no change in the temperature from B to C. You see, when the liquid is cooled down, the temperature drop， 对不对？ When the liquid is cooling down, heat loss to the surrounding, temperature drop， 温度会降低。Okay, but during the freezing process, why the temperature remain constant? 为什么在凝固的时候温度保持不变呢 ？So during the freezing process, particle attract together. 它的 particle 呢粘在一起，绑在一起 ，so they attracted together. When they are attracted together, they release the heat energy. 它放出热能 ，so 热能一直在流失着，流失给周围环境，温度会降低，对不对？不过这时候这么温度没有降低呢 ？Simple, because heat energy is released from the formation of the attraction force between the particle. 因为 particle 在凝固起来的时候，结合起来的时候放出热能。So what to do with these two sentences？ 这两句怎样变成你的答案呢？为什么当时温度没有变呢 ？You check your answer, and now you check my answer 了。The heat energy lost to the surroundings. 以流失给周围环境的热能 is balanced by the heat energy released by the heat energy produced when the force of attraction is formed between the particle. So 当它们在凝固的时候 particle 粘在一起，它放出热能。这放出来的热能平均掉它流失给周围环境的热能。So this is what I can talk in Chinese. 在华语它就是这样的意思。And the detail 你必须回你的 Form 4补习了，我不能教了，我只能告诉你这个答案你肯定写得不好，就1-2个很专心的人能写以外，其他都写到参差不齐了，答案写得很烂，这样只要去拿 A 加会比较难了，分数一直不见。不过他感觉上我会做。Next, draw the arrangement of the naphthalene particle at CD. Okay, you draw first. 这样子叫你画东西，你也会被扣分。为什么呢 ？When you drawing the solid particle， 当你在画固体的 particle 的时候，请记得 ，OK, your particle must be same size。你的 particle 的体积呢要一样。And they must be close together， 画得很密。Besides close together, we want to see a pattern。我们要看到一个 pattern 次序，美美的 pattern， 美美的次序。Okay, so some students when they go exam, when they draw the solid particle, they just draw a lot of circle， 他画很多圆圈。 密密麻麻的圆圈，就觉得自己很了不起。OK， 这种情况 ，OK，they can minus your mark， 它可以扣掉你的分的，明白吗？再来下一题，我没有骂你啊，我在考试，我认真罢了，不骂人。OK， 很久，如果你没有耐心，不能听到Form 5第5课，你暂时要想办法了。OK， 想别的方法了。我只是用这种方法，一题一题做到我每一课会的。Table 1.2 show the 4 substances and their respective formulas， 4种东西还有它们的 formula。Okay, using the info in the table, answer the following questions. Okay, state one compound which exists as a molecule. Okay, 上面有4种东西 ，so state one example of compound which exists as a molecule. Okay, right answer， 写你的答案，起码错6个。10个人考错6个啦，剩下4个对罢了，有什么意思呢？要么对到完，对不对 ？OK。Start。我等你。如果你不敢写答案，现在你完全不敢写答案，你不适合开始，还不是时候。The best, the most effective method 就是写错你的答案，我开答案你改。我没有骂你。OK， 来。Step 1 compound which exists as a molecule， 讲出一种 compound， 它是分子的形态出现。OK，bromine actually is a molecule， 它就是一种分子。But bromine is not compound， bromine is Br2， 它就是 bromine 跟 bromine is an element， 它是元素来的。Iron is an element， 是一种元素。Naphthalene is a molecule， 它是一种 molecule。Molecule mean non-metal join together， 对不对？非金属跟非金属混合就变成了分子 molecule。So naphthalene actually is a molecule, and naphthalene is also a compound. When different elements combine chemically， 它就会变成 compound， 对不对 ？So naphthalene actually is a molecule, and naphthalene actually is a compound. Okay, but bromine is a molecule. Okay, but this is the element made of molecule 啦，它是元素的分子来的。Okay, so molecule but element 元素。Copper 2 sulfate，Copper 2 sulfate actually is a compound, but it's ionic compound， 离子的化合物来的。Okay, so now 这题也会做错，证明你不够厉害。我不知道你会错不会错 ，and this time is very special， 它是 online 的，我不知道你会错不会错。不过从我10多年的经验啊，我教 Chemie 10几年了啊。我知道你会错，10个人里面就错5、6个。Okay, so naphthalene is a compound and is a molecule， 它是分子也是化合物。But I cannot teach you what's mean by compound, what's mean by molecule， 这个对不起了，我讲考试罢了，我不教科学了的。Which substance can conduct electricity in the solid state？ iron 铁了这个Or what are particles are present in the copper 2 sulfate? So in the copper 2 sulfate, what are particles inside? 里面有什么 particle 形成的呢？也有人不会的，我跟你讲。真正在课室的时候，那个不会的人，他拿着 pen 呢，他写不出东西。我站在他旁边，他很尴尬了，哭也不是，笑也不是，头不敢拿起来。尤其是女孩子的时候，他更尴尬。他很想写答案给我看，给我称赞一下，不过他就写不出，因为他真的不知道什么叫 particle 啊。不用紧啦，慢慢来啦，慢慢来。所以我坐在这边就是这个目的。我不知道你是谁，只要你有心，我们一起来。Copper 2 sulfate is made up of what are particle？ 它的 particle 是谁呢 ？Copper 2 ion, sulfate ion. So the particle inside actually is called ion 呢，就是离子了。OK， 不会请读书，时间还有很多，今年很特别。Otherwise， 8月31号，其实你可能明天就考 trial 了咯。以前没有 COVID-19 的时候。A few drops of liquid bromine are dropped into the gas jar， 几滴的 bromine 呢掉进 gas jar 里面。The brown bromine vapor spread to the upper part of the gas jar. Okay, bromine vapor， 几滴的 bromine 滴下去 ，bromine 的烟呢 ，OK 跑上来了。Name the process that occur when the gas of the bromine vapor spread into the air. The process is called what？ 这个过程叫什么名字呢 ？Diffusions. Okay, but when we talk about diffusion, nothing to worry. Behind 后面一定有问题，针对着 diffusion 渗透这个字的。Okay, so see you next time. 下一次再见，拜拜。 continue，我们的 Form 4 Chapter 2还没有完，还有好多讲不完的。So I try 啦，我太啰嗦，我想办法不要太久。然后你有一些问题让你自己做 ，OK？I adjust myself 啦，我会的。But every year 每一年在班上，我们从第一题讲到最后一题，你相信吗？没有一题跳过。OK， 拜拜。